Good morning, student. Today I am going to continue the chapter skin. Already we have completed about the sebaceous gland, and next we will see the sweat gland. Here you can see in the deeper dermis part sweat gland coiled and supercoiled, and it opens on the surface of the skin to pour the sweat. So here the is sweat gland is found in millions in humans. Human races belonging to hotter country are having more sweat pores on the surface of the skin than the colder ones. The secretory part of a sweat gland absorb fluid. This part absorb fluid from the surrounding cells and also from the blood capillaries and pour these in the form of sweat on the surface of the skin. Now, the major function of sweating is to lose body heat by evaporation. So, as we sweat, we lose the heat. Body heat is lost by the evaporation of sweat through the skin. Next we will see about the mammary gland. You know, mammary gland is found in male as well as in female. In male it is rudimentary, means it is growth has not taken place, but in female there is a growth. And there are 15 to 20 ducts which continue inward to form the mammary glands which help in production of milk. The milk secreted by the mammary gland is highly nutritious for the newborn baby, and the activity of the mammary gland is related to the reproductive hormones, prolactin and pregnancy. Next we will see about the meibomian gland. Meibomian gland. These are modified sebaceous gland which open on the margin of the eyelids. Modified sebaceous gland open on the margin of the eyelid. Their secretion is oily and it lubricates the margin of the lids and prevent the overflow of tears. Next is ceruminous gland. Ceruminous glands also is the modified sebaceous glands which open on the which opens in the auditory canals and secrete the wax-like substance cerumen or ear wax, which lubricate and protect the delicate eardrum from dust particles and also protect from germs. And next we will see about the skin and heat regulation of the body. All mammals including birds are warm-blooded animals. Their body temperature remain constant whether the outside environmental temperature changes, even if it is more or it is very less the temperature found in the environment, still the body temperature of the warm-blooded animals, birds, humans, other mammals remain constant. And that's why these are known as warm-blooded or homeothermal, endothermal. Other term is endothermal animals. The body temperature of cold-blooded ectothermal organism fluctuate with the environmental temperature. Their body temperature change according to the temperature of the environment, and that's why they go for hibernate, winter sleep, or estivate, summer sleep, as in case of frog. Other term for ectothermal and endothermal. Ectothermal means cold-blooded animals. Endothermal means warm-blooded animals. For these terms, another terms are there: ectothermal or poikilothermal, endothermal or homeothermal. Please learn the term for the small explanation. Human body temperature, you know that is 37 degrees Celsius, and rise in body temperature above normal means fever and sickness. Similarly, a fall in temperature may be dangerous. A suitable optimum temperature is 35 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius for normal activities of the body, and also for the proper action of the enzyme takes place in this optimum temperature, that is 35 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius. Above that, destroy the enzymes, and below that, slow the functioning of the body. Next, heat production. There are many sources of heat production in our body. Chemical reactions occurs in body cells, produces energy. In the liver, by oxidation of glucose, generally produce heat. Most of body heat produced in our body comes from activity of our muscles. Vigorous activity makes us warm on cold day and overheat us on a hot day. A small amount of heat comes from ingestion of hot foods or beverages. And how we lose the heat? Through skin, by convection, conduction, radiation, and also through evaporation of sweat we lose the heat. As by next is by lungs. Heat is lost in the warm air which is breathed out. You can experiment yourself. You breathe out, keep your palm near to mouth and breathe it out. You will feel warm. That means we are losing the heat by breathing. Next, food. Heat is also lost when we take some cold food or cold drink, etc. And the next topic is temperature regulation. Temperature regulation. The principal heat regulating center is located in the hypothalamus, a portion of the brain. This part acts like an thermostat. So when our body is heated too much, it switches off the heat producing system, and when body is having less heat, it switches on the heat producing system, and this way the temperature regulation is done by the hypothalamus present in our brain. In cold weather, the blood vessel get constricted, as you can see here. Due to cold, blood vessel get constricted and the blood supply is reduced to the skin, and that's why the person looks yellowish or bluish. This is known as vasoconstriction. And other term, vasodilation, means in hot weather or very hard work or physical exercise, at that time the blood vessel get dilated, and the supply of blood vessel also increases to the skin, and the person look pinkish or reddish. So this way also it affect the color of the this way also it affects the supply of the blood. Due to cold, less supply of blood, and due to heat, more supply of blood to the skin. Next is heat stroke or sunstroke is a condition in which sweat production is unable to keep pace with its evaporation in very hot winds. The result in the rise in body temperature which may sometimes be fatal. For this we need to drink lot of water with little more salt in summer, good to protect ourselves. Dear students, I conclude my lesson here and it's the end of the chapter. Kindly do the exercise and read the chapter. Thank you.